Hello everyone, welcome to the second part of JBoss BPM Suite 6 tutorial. In my previous tutorial, I have shown you how to download, install JBoss BPM Suite, how to start up this process, how to check the port, etc. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you a simple Hello World Drew file first, and then I'm going to show you how to create a rule and how to test the rule. The purpose of this is to get you familiarized with JBoss BPM Suite, the whole procedures. So given that, I'm going to start. So this is the home page. So in order to do anything, you have to go to administration to create a repository. Your code has to be in repository. So JBoss BPM Suite using Git. This is new. It's like the GitHub if you work with Java code or other code. So everything, all the code, source code resources we call or asset if you work BRMS is in the repository now. In order to create, we need to create a new repository. In order to create a new repository, we need to create organization unit first. Basically, for each repository, they should have some organization who own it. So let's create organization unit. Say for the demo purpose, I will say GGL. The owner is GGL Consulting INC. Sorry. All right. As you can see, you can delete as well. So here is the organization unit. This organization unit will own the repository. So in the enterprise organization, you might have in a company, you might have several organizations. Each organization may have many repositories. So that's why we create organization unit. So once we have organization unit, we can create a repository. Let's say create a new repository. This repository I will call it Hello World. So GGL. That's why you see organization only. Okay, so create repository. Sure, repository created. Now we have the new repository. So if you look here, you can see that you can delete repository as well. Of course, you don't want to do it. This is very dangerous. Nobody should do this kind of thing. But anyway, so does provide this capability. You can delete a repository. So once we create a repository, we can create a new project. So in order to do that, we can go to project authoring. So this is organization. This is organization unit, and this is the project. This is a repository. So I'm going to create a project under this repository. So we go to new. So the only available item is project. So let's say create new project. This project once again will be hello world. You can give space or non-space. that's fine. But you know, if you work on Java, probably you know that project name normally has no space. And as I said, this is a Maven, like a Maven set. You see the have group ID, artifact ID, and version, etc. So group ID will be COM, GGL. This will be like project hello world. All right. And that's basically done. So this project will be introduction of introduction of JBoss BPM Suite 6. Alright, so now we can finish. So now project is created. So project hello world is on this. So this is artifact ID, group ID, version number here, etc. So we can save it. Alright, save. So now it's saved. Okay. So once that, now you can see that hello world repository, which probably we should not give the repository name as hello world. But anyway, this is just a tutorial. So this is a little bit confusing. Okay, now we create the basically infrastructure. You know, project. We create organization unit. We have repository. Now we can do something. So first, as I said, I just want to introduce a hello world, a Drew file. So the hello world DLL. We don't have to worry about the DSL. I will cover that later in the next one. So this has a, you know, this is the, if you are familiar with Drew, so you can simply type this. I'm not going to type. I'm going to copy from my editor somewhere. So I'm going to copy this directly over here. And this copy paste. See the hello world evaluate true. Maybe we can say hello. Instead of hello world, we'll say hello there. So this fine. Alright. And so what this saying is probably it's very obvious. So this is the name. This is a condition that every time you run, this Drew will be executed. So here, if you know Java, this is exactly the Java code here. All right. So let's save it. Once I save it, I can test it. Okay. So let's see. We now create test scenario. We can say hello world DLL test. This is like Java. When you write Java code, you want to write a test code. Okay, you don't have to do anything. So what happened? You can, in order to really show you the running, I need to show you the process. So I have a process running here on the, because what happened? Remember, system.out 3 will go here. Okay, so this process is running. If you look here, actually, you see the add hello world to test scenario added, right? Those errors, don't worry about it, because when I did before I did code recording, I delete all the stuff. So if you delete the stuff, for example, if you delete the repository, still leave this window open, and you come back, it will say error because you couldn't find any data. Anyway, So I'm going to run the test. Before I run the test, of course, I want to show you here nothing, right? So I want to show you this nothing here. And if I run, see what happened here. This is the reporting. Say, okay, run success. I'm good. Okay, so where are the result? Let's look the result here. You see that? This std and welcome, say hello there. Alright? So that means it executed. Alright. So this is just simple do test. So get you the familiarize with the environment. So next, I'm going to show you how to create a rule and then how to test it. In order to test a rule, we need to have some kind of data. So here, you can see there's a data modeler. Data modeler is really just create a certain object. You can see that the Hello World project sitting here. So let's say create, I just want to create a shopping cart. That's the easiest one. So in the shopping cart, we have some kind of value, say total price. If price is bigger than certain amount, we're going to give certain discount. So the user pay less if they buy larger volume. Alright, so we'll create object. This object will be called shopping cart, and then will be shopping cart. And this is a Java object basically. That's, you can see that belong to that. Okay, this is a package. It's all really Java stuff. So anyway, so now we create a shopping cart object, and the object say we give the total price. I want how much total the customer will pay. As I said, this is very simple, just demo purposes. The label is total price. This is just a text to show, if you know the database, this label is just show the database or show the column. So the type is big decimal. Is supposed you buy a larger quantities, and then we can create. You can see that this is created, right? So this is a simple Java object. How do I know that? So let's save it. Now, if I go to project, we can go repository view. If you go here, if you know Java, this is like no big deal. So we create, create Java object. So as I said, the label, this is just if you know the database, this annotation, so implement that. This is exactly Java class, right? So, and they have member total price, right? Okay, so this is the for non-Java, for the business analysis, maybe this little bit challenge at the beginning, but you don't have to understand this really. So let's go back to the project review, and now you can see that we have shopping cart, the same thing here. Okay, so I can close this. I can close this. I can close data model. Interesting. Anyway, so you can close all those windows. Now I have create a data object or model. Now I can create a rule. How to apply certain rules to the data. So now they call guided rule. Okay, so guided rule. So let's say calculate price, maybe. Yeah, rule. So this is just so we don't have to click DSL. I will introduce this domain specific language later on. So we can just create a rule here. And so you can see that now the guided rule is created. So this is like an editor. This bases the condition if something happens, what the consequence will look like. It's a when and then. When something, certain condition will do something, then we'll do something. All right. So now remember, this is the rule. We want to calculate the price, right? So we added one condition. Let's say what other condition. So condition we need a certain object. Okay, so say shopping cart object. Okay. When say there is a shopping cart object, right? So we need to bind this to an object. This is, think about shopping cart as a class, and then we keep a variable, class variable, say C cart. If it's just like when you write the Java code, and other. So for now we can do that. See that what this is doing is just instantiate an object, say C card. All right. Now we need to add a certain condition. When there's a shopping cart is created, so we need to do, say, shopping cart condition. Just 1 second. So we can click here. Okay. So for this variable, we need to add certain, modify the field, add a restriction. So let's say add the restriction. So what the restriction we have, we say if it's correct then or equal to, let's say if you buy something worth more than $10,000, right? That's a condition. We'll do something, right? So then we'll do something. What we'll do, we will modify C card, right? If something happens, we need to modify the C card. And then we'll say, okay, which field I want to modify. Oh, by the way, in order to do something I need to create an instance variable for this too, for this total price, right? Say we call it TP. Okay, so bind this to a variable, to a T. Remember, total price is an attribute, right? So I want this attribute bound to this variable. Just when you write a Java code, you will say, let's TP equal to, this class name, and the get variable. We'll see that when we see the source code. So we create two instant variables, right? One is shopping cart, one is for total price. And then here we're going to do something. So when a customer buy more than $10,000 product, so we need to give some discount. Here is total price. What's the total price? Will be TP. Remember, this is instant variable times 0. Let's say times 0.9. What happened is that we gave 10% discount. And you can do something here, show options. You can add option. Say choose something. Maybe we can give to rule flow group. Doesn't matter, you don't have to. But it's a good idea to give them, let's say, shopping cart. Yeah, just rule flow group, shopping cart. And we can add maybe something. Let's say there's some other stuff. We say don't apply the loop. If don't looping through, no loop, that's okay. So it's simple. So let's take a look. This is like, probably if you know Drew well, this is really the Drew file. And say that the rule is called calculate price rule and belong to the flow group shopping cart. And say when there is a variable, instant variable this is a class, right? Think about this, the class passed in this condition. This is a compact form. Basically, you can think about we create an object called CCard. And then what happened? We modify CCard. CCard set price equal total price times 0.9, right? After we did, we remember because we say modify, so we say update CCard. All right. So this is, and you can validate. Okay, it's always a good idea to validate. Okay, everything's good, successful, so we can save it. It's always a good idea to save, otherwise if server shut down, you might lose this file. Okay, so we create a simple rule, this rule. I like to read this more makes sense, but editor this is very confusing. Later on when we create the DSL, this will be look much better. Anyway, so now we want to test this rule, right? So create a test scenario. The shopping cart test. In this test, remember this is like a test suite. You can add many test cases, right? So let's say if you see this, there will be say given certain conditions. Basically, this is a setup, initial setup. You give conditions, and then what value you expect, right? So the condition, we say insert a new object, shopping cart. Actually, we need to activate the rule flow group first. So we need app shopping cart. We need to add this. So activate that. And then we need to bind this, insert a new fact. This naming condition might be confusing. But anyway, think about this is just a rule object, and then we bind it to, let's say, C1 as shopping cart 1, right? And then for this one, you say I add a field total price, right? Say okay. Now total price is this one. I want to test what happens if, remember, if it's greater than 10,000, I'm going to test what happens if 11,000, right? And if it's 11,000, I'm going to expect this. Calculate rule price and add IC1. Shopping cart IC1 has value. Here, see this green arrow? Say total price. So total price should equal to what? We apply 10%, right? Times 0.9. So this should be 9,900, right? And you see, we activate the rule group. We give this. Let's do a test. Oh, success. So when it's success, let's see what the standard output look like. Yeah, you see this is added. Okay, did not print anything. I didn't add. Remember, I didn't add any printing statement. I don't think you can modify the. Let's see. So, let me see. Yeah, you cannot modify this Drew. It's not like a Drew file. So you cannot add the print statement. Okay, so we test the success. What happens if I say really I'm now successful? What happens if I say okay equal to 9,909? Does this, I know this will fail, right? See, this failed. And remember this the big digit, so you can see this like a double. The shopping cart has failed was that, yeah. So what happened? The value is 999. This bunch of zero stuff, but in our code, I said expecting 9,909. So of course that's, see here, that's failed. That's right. That's correct. Should not equal to this. So if I go back to 0 and run the test again, success. Okay, so this works, but this has not tested everything yet. So what happened if it's not greater than 10,000? It should not apply any rule, right? So let's add another test cases. Under another test case, say given here. So we need to create another variable. Remember we created IC1, create instance. Well, let's say create instance, another instance called IC2. You can see that. So remember, this is the call. This, if you think about, this is the one column. This is another column. So this is the total price. So this is a row, right? This is a column. So total price. Let's say what happened if it's 9,000. This is below 100,000, below 10,000. And now we need to expect a little bit different. So we can add here. So we'll new fact rule calculate, and so we'll the fact value. This is just a variable, right? We add this. Here, see that shopping cart IC2 Okay, so now we have total price. See, okay. What we should expect is 9,000 because we should not apply the rule. So what happens if you say, okay, I by mistakes we apply blindly? Say it should be 8,100, right? Now let's test it. Oh, it's failed. Right. So what happened is that the total price is 9,000, but you tell me you're expecting this, so it's of course wrong, right? It should be uh, we should not apply the rule, so it should be 9,000. Let's run again. Oh, this is good. So basically we have created a rule and we test it. I have shown you how to create multiple test cases. Now I think I will end this tutorial. So in the next one, I will see. I think I will show you how to use DSL, how to create different multiple rules. See a little bit more complicated cases. So I will end this second part of tutorial. Welcome and thank you for watching. So I'll save it. I'll see you in the next session.